Hello artists! Today we're going to be learning about radial symmetry. So this is radial balance or radial symmetry, and what that means is it's symmetry in a circle. So it means if I cut this in half this way, both sides are the same. If I cut it in half this way, both halves are the same, this way and this way. Everything is the same and balanced in a circular manner. You may see examples of this at home, like a bicycle tire shows radial symmetry or radial balance. If you took an orange and you cut it in half, you would see that same balance of symmetry, of radial symmetry. So we're going to create what I'm calling a mandala. It's a radial symmetry work of art. And what you're going to need is you're going to need a square piece of paper. You're going to need a pencil. You're going to need a ruler. And you're going to either need this circle tool called a compass. If you don't have a compass, then you're going to need this paper which has 3 circles for you to carefully cut out like this. So let's get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is take my ruler. If you don't have a ruler, you need something with a straight edge. A paper strip that's cut straight can work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the ruler and I'm going to find the corners of my square, opposite corners. I'm going to press the ruler down and get as close to those 2 corners as I can, and I'm going to connect corner to corner. Now when you're drawing with your pencil, I would press a little lighter than I am. I'm pressing hard because I want you to be able to see the lines on the document camera. So now I'm going to go to the other 2 corners, opposite corners, and line up the ruler with my 2 corners the best that I can, press my ruler down, and draw a straight line corner to corner. This is helping me find the middle of my paper. So then, I'll show you both ways to do this. Then I'm going to take this compass, and if you don't have the compass, I'll show you what to do on the back side of this paper. I'm going to take the compass and this little center dot, I'm going to press right in the middle of this X. And I'm going to choose one of the first, actually no, I'm going to choose one of the smaller ones here. I'm going to choose this furthest one out, and I'm actually pressing on the orange part, furthest hole out, and go around in a circle. So you can see I made my first circle, a small one. Now I want to get bigger, so I'm going to actually press down on this circle in the middle. I'm going to place it right in the middle of the X. And I'm going to go out, as far as I'd like. I'm going to where it says 1 inch. And pressing, find that 1 inch, around. So now I have a second circle. So I'm going to press that dot right in the middle of the X. And I'm going to go further out this time. I'm going to go where it says the 3-inch mark, making sure I press down on this dot so it doesn't move. If it were to move like that, you would simply put the dot back down in the middle of the X, find the number where you were at. Hopefully I'll line this up. Yep. And now I have my 3rd circle. So if you do not have the compass, you would do what I just suggested to find the middle. You would connect corner to corner with your straight edge or ruler. And then you're going to take your smallest circle and you're going to put it roughly in the middle after you've cut it out carefully. Okay, and then I'm going to take my second sized one, trying to get it as close to the middle as I think I can. Yeah, that's the middle. I picked it up and peeked where I think an approximation of the middle is. Pretty good. And then I'm going to figure the middle of this circle is, I'm going to place it right on top. Actually, I can look at where this circle kind of has space near the edge of the paper, and it's approximately the same. Okay. So now I have 3. So it's the same on the front and back. Okay. So now we are going to start making our radial design. Now, when I did this one, I hid some letters from the alphabet. I listed them here in numbers and shapes. So I'll tell you what, I'm going to do this same one at a smaller scale. Oh, and another thing is I'm going to actually, on that X, because I want 8 spaces. Now you see there's 4 equal spots. I want 8. As you can see, there's 8. So I'm going to take that straight edge and I'm going to go right through the middle of that X. I want it parallel, like this is crooked. I want my ruler so it lines up parallel with the side of the square as best I can. So right in the middle of that X. And then I'm going to do one this way, horizontal. So I did a vertical one. And now the best that I can right in the middle of that X. So now that gives me 8 even spaces. Now again, you're going to want to press lighter with your pencil so it doesn't show all these marks. So what I did first is I did a letter V. So here is my letter V. It's already in the middle. So V, V, V. So I'm really not changing anything. The middle's a V. Then I did S next. So at the end, I'm going to do S, S, S. And I'm turning my paper around. And then I did W next. So I'm actually going to erase, and that's where you're going to have to where those axis lines overlap the S because I like the curve of the S's. So that's why it's important to sketch lightly. All right, and so I put W next. So on the ends of the S's I did, oh, here's an upside down W. I'll do one this way, connecting the 2 spaces. W, W. Right on the end of that first small circle. So then I would actually erase the circle. Okay. The circle's just so I follow along and make sure my radial design is the same going around. Okay, then I wrote next, I did a number 3. So right from here, I'm going to do a 3. I'm going to do a little fancy on the end. 3. So you see I'm repeating the same thing on each of my axes or the lines I drew with the straight edge and the circles. That one's a little bigger. It's not the same. I may have to erase that if I want it exactly the same. Then, of course, I would have to go ahead and erase these lines. So you might want to start thinking about what you're going to use. Are you going to use numbers? Are you going to use letters? So next I used a U. So then I did a U where the 3, well actually I'll do it here. U. That wasn't a big enough U. U at the bottom of the circle. After the U, I did little circles I told myself between the 3's. So I'm repeating those 8 times, and I'd have to erase here. And then I finished it by doing hearts. So I did, it looks like I fit 2 hearts in each. So I'm looking like this. I think there's 16. So I would fit and it looks like I had fit another heart inside here. So I would do 8 around and then fit 8 in between. So it's up to you. You can use shapes. You could maybe hide a word, initials in your name, numbers. But the whole idea is that you have to repeat that same thing every time you go around. So if I didn't want to copy this, maybe I would do something else in here. Maybe a letter B for Busca or an A for art. I don't know. It's up to you. But this is your radial balance drawing, and we will discuss coloring after this. All right, have a great time making your radial balance mandala.